Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and this week we get yet another set of changes arriving to the patch 10.17 over on the PTR, featuring new talent additions for healers like Restoration Druids and Mistweaver Monks, which are looking to add even more gameplay options for either playstyle. We also got a holiday update starting with a new set of challenges which could be enabled into the upcoming Hallow's End dungeon event, as well as even more dragon riding additions. In today's video, I want to go over all of the newest updates available for testing with the most recent PTR build. But right before that, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway. Especially if you want to get more regular content regarding Dragonflight, patch 10.15 or any future updates going forward. The first healing spec to see some changes on the PTR is the Restoration Druid, which is gaining a new array of talents to better help define the overall playstyle. The talent of Deep Focus is being removed over the PvP talent of Master Shapeshifter, which has been moved from the PvP talents and placed into the spec talent tree. Master Shapeshifter explores the Druid's natural hybrid capabilities. Shapeshifting into different forms allows them to generate mana every time they use that form's unique combat spell or ability. In bear form, it's casting Iron Fur, which now grants 30% additional armor, fortifying your defenses against physical damage. In Moonkin form, your Wrath, Starfire, and Star Surge all deal 30% additional damage and restore mana with every spell cast. And in cat form, the damage of your Rip, Bite, and Maim finisher abilities are increased by 60%, while also restoring your mana whenever you use these abilities at 5 combo points. This talent helps encourage healing druids to fully utilize the class talent tree and invest more points into various animal forms to better define their playstyle. Next, the talent of Forest Flow has been replaced with the new Grove Guardians, which summons friendly tree ants to help heal your allies. When you summon one of these Grove Guardians, they'll first cast Swiftmend on an ally, followed by spam of Nourishes. The talent also has 3 charges, which allows you to summon up to 3 tree ants at a time. The early iteration of Grove Guardians is actually quite powerful. Compared to a simple spell such as a Rejuvenation, Grove Guardians cast cost less mana, while providing more than 4 times the healing of Rejuve based on the early testing numbers. When using the talent of Wild Synthesis, Grove Guardians will also cast Wild Growth when summoned, covering up to 5 allies with an additional healing over time effect. From my test over on the PTR, it seems that both the Swiftmend and the Wild Growth cast by the Grove Guardians does not interact with any of your other talented choices and cannot be modified any further. Though Grove Guardians do respond to the Restoration Druid's Mastery, with their healing increasing for every periodic healing effect active on their target. Next healing spec to receive even more changes is the Mistweaving Monk, with its mana regeneration gameplay seeing a pretty big overhaul in this most recent PTR build. Mistweaver Monk's talents have all been adjusted to make Manatee part of the basic class identity, though Manatee has also gained a bit of new gameplay. For every 25,000 mana spent, you now gain 1 stack of Manatee, and you have a chance equal to Critical Strike to gain double the charges. Consuming Manatee is a channeled effect, which lasts half a second per charge. Each stack of Manatee consumed restores 3,000 mana per charge. While channeling Manatee, your movement is slowed by 40%, but you're still free to channel while moving at the same time. And after you finish consuming Manatee, your spells will cost 50% less mana for a short amount of time. This effect's duration is increased the more Manatee charges you originally consumed. This new version of Manatee will also replace all other passive mana regeneration options, such as the mana recovery provided by the Spirit of the Crane talent, which has been since removed. This means that the talent now provides the caster Mistweaver focus builds a more dedicated way of mana recovery, which can then be used to limit your mana spending during key moments of an encounter. For melee healing builds, however, you may find this talent a little bit disruptive, as it puts your rotation on hold during the mana recovery period. The talent of Manatee can then be further upgraded with talents such as Energizing Broom, which allows Manatee to channel 50% faster while generating 20% more additional mana. Life Cycles has also been redesigned to function with Mana Tea. Casting Vivify has a 25% chance to cause your next Rising Sun Kick or Enveloping Mist to generate 1 stack of Mana Tea. But this talent also works vice versa, where Rising Sun Kicks and Mist can also cause your Vivify to generate a charge, creating a simple back and forth loop. Up next, we got a handful of smaller changes to 2 other healers, starting with the spec of the Holy Paladin. The talent of Tower of Radiance has been redesigned. Previously, this talent allowed spells like Flash of Light or Holy Light to generate holy power when healing allies imbued by Beacon of Light, and a chance of generating holy power on all other targets depending on that target's health. All RNG elements of this talent have been removed, with Tower of Radiance simply tags the holy power generation to either of your 2 casted healing abilities. Finally, the class of Priest sees a little adjustment to the talent of Angel's Mercy. Angel's Mercy will now reduce the cooldown of Desperate Prayer by 20 seconds, instead of having that reduction scale off of damage taken in combat, making it far more consistent. The holiday dungeon for the Hallows End event, the Headless Horseman fight, has seen a bit of a revamp over on the PTR. This encounter cannot be made more challenging through a new set of encounter affixes called the Wicker Man's Trials. Speaking to the ominous Wicker Man, you can learn more about these trials, which are additional mechanics which can be enabled during the boss encounter. These mechanics can be enabled per player, meaning that not everyone in your party will suffer the same set of affixes. They simply add a bit more of a challenge to whoever wants to test their combat abilities. These new affixes will present additional in-encounter mechanics, and failing to do these mechanics appropriately causes the player to lose 10% of their maximum health. Dying doesn't end your run, however. Instead, if a player dies while these affixes are enabled, it will simply remove all of the current affixes and will restore your health back up to full, which makes these challenges a lot less punishing for any new players trying to give them a go. There are currently 4 curses for you to enable. First, we have the Cursed Hot Head, where players will suffer hallucinations throughout the fight. Moving into the hallucinations will dispel them, but ignoring them will give you more stacks of health reduction. The next is the Cursed Insidious Cackle, where part of your soul will be shred from your body. That soul fragment will then slowly move towards a shadowy flame. You must destroy the soul fragment before it reaches the flame, otherwise you suffer 2 stacks of the health debuff. The next is the Cursed Pumpkin Breath. During the Pumpkin Breath attack, the cursed players will emit a shadow flame blast surrounding the player's location. Getting hit by any of the blasts causes you to gain 1 stack of the health debuff. Finally, we have the Cursed Vine March, where during the ability of Vine March, piercing thorns will erupt under the player's feet periodically. Getting hit by any of the thorns causes you to gain 1 stack of the health debuff. And like I mentioned earlier, these mechanics are entirely optional. Each player can choose to add any of these affixes, so you can choose whether you wish to do this encounter in a more relaxed, chilled out way, or if you're looking to turn it into a more engaging experience. Currently, it is unknown if the number of affixes correlates with any of the rewards or the boss drops, but from the early PTR testing, it looks like the loot was roughly the same for every player in the party. Though it does look like the base variation of the gear obtained from this holiday event is upgradable through the Dragonflight crests and Flightstones, with gear that starts out at item level 402 and scales all the way to item level 424, equaling the normal Raid Finder gear. And besides this new event, we also have new dragon riding updates. If you've done the recent Dawn of the Infinite Mega Dungeon and you've earned the Infinite Dragonflight scales for any of your drakes, then you'll be greeted with even more additional customization options in 10.17. To match the color scheme of the Infinite Dragonflight, new eye variants, fur colors, and even horde shades have been added to every one of the drakes, so you can now fully complete your Infinite Dragonflight look. New challenge courses have also been added into the Dragon Isles, where you can get to maneuver onto your drakes to familiar routes, though with a limited resource generation. These challenges will test your mastery over the skies, as you will try to maximize the value of every one of your dragon riding skills and abilities to their fullest. I want to thank all of you so much for watching this video and hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. as per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.